We do have one presentation today. These items do not require action by the board but are informative for both the public and the board. And these items are an opportunity for the public to hear what each department within Mesa County is responsible for and what they're working on. And this week for our department overview, we have Mesa County Public Works Department, and we have Laura Page here to talk to us today. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Laura Page, Mesa County Engineering Director. Sorry about that. Trying to get organized here.
Okay.
As you can see on the slide, the Engineering Division Department mission statement is that we're responsible for ensuring a safe and reliable transportation infrastructure, which is critical for the well-being and prosperity of our community. By maintaining this infrastructure, it ensures economic growth to the community, public safety, and a quality of life. The Engineering Division has 28 employees, which includes our traffic maintenance employees and our public improvement districts. We're divided up into 7 groups, and I'll go through each one of those groups here in the following slides. Last year, the Engineering Division working alongside Road and Bridge, really put a strong focus on implementing our asset management program using our asset management software, Cartograph. As our road and bridges are our most expensive asset, combined about a $2 billion replacement value, we felt it was really important to have a data-driven process for maintaining these assets so that we can increase the longevity and save on maintenance and reconstruction costs. So as part of that asset management plan, we've have inventoried all of our paved roads. We've always had our inventory of our bridges and structures. And now we're continuing to work on inventorying of our storm drainage systems. We have also our traffic signals and signs already inventoried. And we're going to continue working forward with trying to inventory the rest of our assets like our sidewalks and other miscellaneous. And that will help us provide that systematic method for maintaining the network. This year also, the engineering department started managing the bidding and contracting of the overlay and surface treatments, which were previously overseen by Road and Bridge. We did that in order to have a consistent contracting and inspection process for all contract construction work. And then this also then allowed Road and Bridge to focus on their attention on their maintenance activities of their in-house workforces. Excuse me. We've also last year, in 22, did a survey of all of our paved roads, and we follow what's called a PCI, or pavement condition index, on rating all of our roadways. And currently, our average for all of the roadways is sitting at a 72%, which is on the low end of the good. The excellent to good range, we have about 57% of our roads in that range. The excellent roads require little maintenance. The good ones are the ones that we do our crack sealing and seal coating in. The fair roads are the ones that need the cape seals and overlay, slightly more expensive. And then our poor roads, which we have about 7% right now, poor roads are the ones that need the more expensive complete rehabilitation and reconstruction.
I have a question about that.
Yes.
Is that showing 48 miles of poor roads?
Right.
And are these roads that are actively on your plan to do something about, or are they so remote that they're not meeting the level?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll prioritize those ones that have the higher traffic loads and that are more in the valley. A lot of these are residential areas. And so those are some of those roads that, some of those poor and the fair ones that if we get that bond measure passed, we will be addressing some of those and trying to bring those PCI scores up. So,
Just to clarify, not a bond issue, but.
oh, yeah, the,
paper
that, sorry, excuse me,
Yeah.
wrong one, the ballot issue. Thank you. We've also always tracked the structure condition rating of our major bridges and culverts and our minor bridges and culverts. There's a total of 437 of those. Our goal is on our major bridges to have 0 in the poor rating unless they aren't safety critical or high use. We have 2 out there that are out in remote areas that aren't safety critical, meaning that they are the sole access and they have very low volume. The other one that is currently in poor is currently under design with a grant from the state. On our minor bridges and culvert, our goal is to keep that at 5% or less in the poor rating. Road and bridge, a lot of those, they're working on those, doing repairs to bring those up into the fair condition. And then some we will have to start addressing. We've got at least one right now under design for replacement. So we will continue to pick at those poor ones and try to get that percentage down a little bit. As part of our CIP, our design and construction management group manages the projects that include the resurfacing, rehabilitation, replacement, safety and capacity, and multimodal improvements for our transportation, stormwater, and flood control projects. These projects are ones that are generally completed by hiring design consultants. Sometimes we have to hire construction managers also if there's federal or state funding involved, and then contractors. So we manage approximately 40 individual design and construction contracts annually through this program. Also, the right-of-way and easement acquisitions for most of these projects are managed by our right-of-way agent, unless they do have state or federal funding in there, then we have to use an outside consulting for that. As part of that program, we also apply for every and all grant opportunity that we can get. And looking back, we've managed to have an average about $2 to $3 million a year in state and federal grants. Our development engineering group, in coordination with the planning department, provides technical engineering review of all land development applications, including access permits, and also handle the inspection of developer construction of county maintained improvements. This includes the review for stormwater compliance, floodplain and floodway impacts, traffic safety, survey boundaries, along with compliance to our engineering standards. Our stormwater and floodplain group administers and enforces our MS4 program with approximately an average of 170 active construction stormwater permits every year, or every month, actually. They also provide an illicit discharge and detection program by reviewing customer complaints regarding some of these illicit discharge, and they investigate and document and try to coordinate cleanups of those. They also have a strong public education outreach program, which you've probably seen some of those commercials on TV, and now the new stormwater sidewalk art project, which I just thought of. I should have included that. Now I just got those photos the other week.
That was in the newspaper, I think, yesterday.
Yeah. There's been some awesome artwork coming out with that. So hopefully that will heighten the awareness of the public on the criticality of keeping our stormwater clean. And then they also manage our floodplain permits and stormwater improvements. Our traffic division maintains approximately 15,000 signs, 400 centerline miles of restriping is redone each year. There's a number of crosswalk locations and directional arrows that are maintained by them, along with 8 traffic signals and school flasher systems. Our traffic engineer, besides helping manage that group, provides review of our CIP and development projects for traffic safety and capacity, along with a number of other duties. And then sort of unknown by, I think, a lot of the public is our GPS survey group. They work in the background a lot and providing that survey support for all of our CIP projects, doing the mapping, plat review and right-of-way and property survey for just about any department in the county. And then they maintain the local coordinate system that is used by all the engineers and other entities for Mesa County. And as part of that, there's this GPS real-time virtual network, which is used by contractors and agricultural and a number of mapping and science industries. They maintain just about all of these GPS remote stations on the western slope, other than a few. And then they also maintain the mapping and of all deeded road right of way in Mesa County too. And then they have a drone system that helps us with this aerial mapping. They'll go out and fly stockpiles for road and bridge to monitor how much aggregate they have and so that they can track their usage and things like that. So a lot of cool stuff. And then finally, our public improvement district program maintains, they manage the maintenance and operation improvements to the 3 public improvement districts or PIDs within Mesa County, including the Whitewater PID, Lower Valley PID, and the Gateway PID or Southwest Rural PID. And with that, I am happy to answer any questions that you or the public may have on this.
Thank you, Laura. Commissioners, do you have any comments or questions at this time? Don't.
So Laura, you know, I sit on the statewide off-highway system bridge grant board,
Right.
which you guys apply to every year. And I think you got funding this last year for the bridge out in Loma. But when I was talking to state engineers, they talked about how counties underutilize kind of the state standard for like culverts, box culverts, RCP, and not going out and spending hundreds of thousands in engineering. Do we ever utilize kind of the state standard for those types of things? For, I know that's going to be for standard crossings and different stuff, but do we ever utilize that, or is our geography too unique to?
Well, on all of our minor bridges and culverts, we definitely follow the state standards. Just about everything that we do follows their details. Even road and bridge right now, they're up there replacing a culvert up by the Fruita Reservoir and working with our engineers and utilizing the CDOT standards. They're rebuilding and extending and replacing that culvert. So yes, we do follow state standards on a lot of that.
Not that I don't like engineers, I just don't like paying engineers lots of money.
Nope.
So,
Yeah, only if there are certain instances when we need to replace something larger than what the CDOT standards.
okay,
Then we do end up having to hire a design consultant to come up with a design on that.
okay. Well, it's good to know we utilize that. He was just surprised and shocked at how underutilized it is, especially by smaller counties. Not that we're a small county, but by smaller counties
Mhm.
who spend a lot of money in engineering, and they could have just used kind of a standard spec, slid it in there and saved a lot of money. So, but appreciate all you guys do. You guys, it's like the sound guy. No one ever notices him until he makes a mistake. And that's you guys. If the roads are perfect, nobody says anything, everybody's happy. But if there's a pothole in the road,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
when you guys get called. So
Yeah.
good job. Keep
Thank
up
you.
the good work.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's like that first slide, the little joke.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we fixed the problem.
Thank you, Laura. We appreciate it.
Thank you.